Bathroom light keeps coming on and off here in the men's bathroom. Are you playing with the lights?
Shadow!
Wow.
Oh, dude, there's more.
letters.
We understand that to my right, we believe that this is an entrance to tunnels that run under this city. Is there anybody here who's been in the tunnel?
Do you like psychology? Well. Look who it is. It's been a full year since the last time I promised you I'd make a video on ghosts.
What happened to this channel?
And this year, we're going to finish up part 2 of Poltergeists. Last time, we talked about how poltergeists specifically might be phenomena happening within the psyche. We posited that perhaps a buildup of psychic energy would materialize some sort of phenomenon in the physical world. Today, though, we want to tell a different story and examine some of the phenomena that have happened that are more physical and not limited to the psyche of any single individual. This phenomena happens in space and time and seems to be intrinsically connected to space and time. And it has little to do with whoever observes it. Sometimes.
Other ghosts that are intelligent, they might move something, they might say something, they might interact outside of the mind. Even that's hard because, you could be having all these interactions in the mind. So again, we get back to that question of, should this be parapsychology where we only study the mind, or should we be studying more of an anthropological ghost, which is a combination of interaction in the mind and also the physical world?
Well, I'd venture to say that you have some experience with ghosts that are blatantly not in the mind. I remember you having an experience being scratched on your back.
Right. There was a place called the Monarch Hotel in Pocatello, Idaho, and we investigated there. The story was that there was an individual that had committed suicide in the building, which was an old hotel. And they said that this person died of a drug overdose. All right, if you want to tell me of your presence, were you male? It's a yes. He is now haunting the Monarch Hotel. Did you die in this place? Yes. When we ask you questions about your death or in what plane that you are, does that cause emotion? Yes. Wow. First of all, I wasn't the first person to get scratched. There was another female investigator that got scratched first.
Mark. But that's the 4th time in that same spot.
Later, I wound up getting a very large, burning, throbbing scratch on my back.
Are you? Seriously? Oh, dude, look. Check it out.
Holy crap, dude. Get in the light. Get in the light. I gotta get this. Get over here. Get over here. And then we went through the entire investigation. It was like about 4 hours later, we had an investigator come in who had been working. And of course, the first thing they do is they say, hey, you got to see the scratch on Scott's back.
I'll show you the picture.
Oh, dude, there's
There's letters.
What?
S-T-P. Or
Oh my
S-T-O-P.
gosh.
Get a picture of that.
Dude, stop. It's just stop.
S-T-O-P.
What?
It seriously does.
It says stop, dude.
It does.
And the weird thing about it was I never felt that happen. Like, I didn't know it was there. The thing was is that we knew it was fairly recent because it was still bleeding, but I had been on camera for 45 minutes without fail, without any stoppage or me being by myself.
I want to know, are ghosts dangerous? Especially because Hollywood would have you believe that they're all out to get you.
Well, again, that's kind of a hard question. I think the short answer is yes.
This story all put together serves as a pretty solid piece of evidence that there is a personality there, independent of any one person. A personality that maybe it's stuck there, maybe it wants to be there. We don't know anything about that, but this personality is aggressive and is stuck in space and time at the Monarch Hotel. So, is that a human soul? What I'm wanting to ask you is, why would a spirit haunt one place and not another? Do you find in your investigations that there are certain places that have a lot more activity? And what would be the reason for that?
What I've really come to believe is that we need to think probably more about dimensions. And so if you die, where does your soul go? Where does it linger? Well, they're probably here, just in another dimension. Where does the soul go? Well, physically, probably nowhere. Mm-hmm. They're probably just in the same areas that they were in life. But
space changes.
But space changes.
Yeah.
Maybe dimensions change. And like, again, I don't know how you prove that. It's highly theoretical, but that makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. So your next question, though, would be, is there areas where there are more hauntings? And I would say absolutely yes. And I think this supports the dimensional theory. Mm-hmm.
Just recently, to fit in with the spooky season and to help provide some material for this video, I went on a ghost hunt of my own with my father. We went and investigated this abandoned dairy factory thing. Super creepy. The vibe was great. Really puts you in the spooky season mood. But I decided to try to provoke a spirit, if there was one there, into interacting with me, whether by touching me or harassing me or throwing something or doing really anything at all. So I was calling it a coward and stupid and all these insults that you shouldn't say to people. But something did happen. Back at our base, our little base camp with our monitor watching the different rooms.
What? I don't think so. Those chairs were up when we left.
I didn't hear it though.
Because I remember we were right here.
My jacket's on the floor too.
And the glove.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I put those on the table.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was like that.
No, I didn't put my jacket on the floor. I don't want it there. After we had gone around the building provoking, that chair had gotten thrown back. And my jacket that was in the chair had been thrown into the dirt, and my pockets had been emptied. So I had actually some gloves from work in my pockets, and those gloves were tossed out and were laying around. And that was pretty interesting because right after that, maybe that incident alone, you could say, well, someone knocked over the chair and your jacket just fell out and, it's all kind of a fluke. That's not paranormal. But it was right after that things did start happening, especially with our EMF detectors.
Did you guys hear a gasp? I thought I heard like a woman's gasp.
Was that you?
It wasn't me. I didn't gasp. Oh, okay, sorry.
Is that you that just gasped? Are you a woman? Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh.
Wow.
Holy crap. That's seriously, I've got goosebumps.
Oh, me too.
I do too.
Is that why you pulled on my shirt? Is it because I'm a woman too?
I want to just show everyone too. I just want to show my phone is in airplane mode, so we're not screwing with anyone. Holy! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And I got it. Oh my gosh! Out of your space, but you've got to light up at least 2 lights. So if you would like us,
Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
let's go. Thank you.
The reason you would go on a ghost hunt like this isn't just for fun. It's actually kind of boring to sit in an empty building, especially when nothing happens at all, which oftentimes that's the case. But if you're in an empty building that is supposedly haunted, people before you have had experiences that they don't understand or can't explain. They have stories of their own. You go there and begin to experience strange things. You have devices that light up when they shouldn't. There's electromagnetic fields when there weren't before, and they are responding to questions you're asking. You see that a story has been formed and is being formed, and it's not random. So all the little pieces of evidence form a story that it used to be circumstantial evidence. Now there might be something there. And you might not believe that anything happened to anybody, but if you're the one there in the empty building with the electromagnetic field detector in your hand, and it's lighting up to questions you're asking after your stuff has been tampered with and people say this place is haunted, are you really going to think that nothing is happening? Maybe the final question that I have for you is, if ghosts are a thing of time and space, and it's hard to say what exactly they are, but if they at least coexist with us, what does that mean for us when we live in places or work in places where they might be, or maybe they're not there? I don't know. What does that mean for our reality?
Well, I think ultimately this comes down to a question of morality, a question of how we interact with people. If ghosts are real and we have souls and we continue on after this life, and I think this is the part that scares a lot of people, then basically it says that we need to treat others better than we do because we're part of something much larger than what we see. It's easy to get caught up in everyday things where we're at work or we're this or that, or we're busy and we got kids or we got families, and it's really easy to mistreat people or to look down on people. And I don't care who you are, I think we all do it. Mm-hmm. So if ghosts are real, what that says is there is much more after this. And so I think we need to be thinking about that. How do we treat people?
Thank you for attending this seminar on ghosts, the yearly seminar that happens once a year. And we will see you next year. Thank you.